Let's learn something new this week.
This week, I learned about how to start and operate a business, making the most out of AI tools. And I am sharing it with you.
Welcome to This Explainer. Historically, starting a business basically meant kissing your sleep, your savings, and honestly, your sanity goodbye. You were the product developer, the marketing manager, the accountant. You wore literally every single hat. But today, we're throwing that old playbook out the window. We're going to explore a completely new concept: building an AI native business from the absolute ground up. If you've ever dreamt of launching a venture but just felt totally crushed by the mechanics of doing it all yourself, well, you're exactly where you need to be. We are going to walk through a blueprint designed to take you from a stressed out worker stuck in your business to its master architect. Okay, let's dive into this with a number that's pretty tough to look at: 90%. It's a sobering, cold, hard statistic that has frankly haunted ambitious founders for decades. Roughly 90% of startups fail within their very first year. It's like this massive, daunting wall standing between your brilliant idea and a successful, profitable reality. So that immediately begs the question, how do we actually beat those odds? To answer that, we really have to understand the failure itself. And the data shows us that 42% of those startup failures happen for one entirely avoidable reason. Any guesses? It's a lack of market need. Seriously, founders will spend months, sometimes years, building these incredibly complex solutions in a vacuum for problems that nobody actually cares enough to pay for. So today, we're going to learn exactly how to bypass that trap entirely. Here is the roadmap we'll be taking to get there. First, we'll define the AI native entrepreneur. Then, we'll dive into researching your business idea, followed by building the digital storefront. After that, we'll cover automating the business cycle, and we'll wrap up with some critical tips for success. Let's get right into it. Section 1, the AI native entrepreneur. Basically, we have officially moved way past that old Silicon Valley era of move fast and break things. That is entirely the old way. We're really contrasting the old hustle culture with a brand new reality, which we call architectural superiority. Look, if you're still relying on manual data entry, static spreadsheets, and going off just gut feelings, you are paying a lot more to deliver a lot less. Manual triage just sucks up the time you should be spending on actual growth. Grit, grind, and endless late nights, they've been replaced by intelligent systems. By embracing an AI-native approach, a single, highly focused founder can achieve the kind of data depth, automated workflows, and global enterprise reach that used to require a massive team. And this brilliantly illustrates that entire journey, going from prompt to profit in 3 distinct phases. First, you validate the market need using specialized tools, so you're never building blindly. Second, you assemble your digital storefront. And third, you operate the whole ecosystem using active automation and revenue intelligence agents. What you get is this beautiful closed loop of continuous intelligent operations. For a solo founder, this means your business is constantly learning, adapting, and selling in the background. It frees you up to focus purely on high-level strategy instead of just trying to keep your head above water. All right, moving right along to Section 2, researching your business idea, the discovery phase. The days of just browsing the internet and hoping for the best are over. Today, we use AI to scan the horizon with impossible resolution before we spend a single dime. So here is the exact step-by-step deep research workflow for the modern architect. Step 1, IdeaProof. Now, unlike your typical generic brainstorming tools, IdeaProof actually scans over 15 different industries and gives you real market intelligence with trend scores from 0 to 100. You aren't guessing what people want anymore. The AI is quantifying real consumer demand. You're looking for scores above 70 to spot those emerging depths. Step 2, take that high-scoring idea straight into Google Gemini. Gemini becomes your on-demand market analyst. It'll map out the competitive landscape and analyze hundreds of websites for you in literally minutes. And finally, step 3, we synthesize everything using NotebookLM. This part is so cool. Imagine taking 24 pages of incredibly dense market research, financial projections, and competitor data, and just feeding it directly into NotebookLM. Instead of spitting back some dry, boring bullet points, it actually generates a 10-minute AI-hosted audio briefing. You can literally listen to a highly detailed feasibility analysis of your business idea while you're commuting, and it sounds exactly like a high-level executive briefing. You get to ground your logic and pressure test your assumptions well before you ever write a line of code or build a product. That brings us to section 3, building the digital storefront. And the key takeaway I want you to remember here is that building a storefront today is entirely about assembly, not manual labor. Think back to the weeks, or honestly, even months, it used to take just to put together a brand identity and a working website. You're hiring designers, developers, copywriters, the whole shebang. Well, not anymore. For your brand identity, tools like Namealix and Luca generate highly professional, totally cohesive brand kits in an instant. For your website, skip the developer. HubSpot's no-code builder takes simple text prompts and turns them into clean, SEO-optimized layouts in seconds. And hey, what if you actually need a web application? Enter Lovable. You just describe your app in plain English, and it steps in as your senior developer, instantly writing functional React and Tailwind CSS code for your minimum viable product. Like I said, pure assembly. Now we are at the absolute core of the blueprint. Section 4, automating the business cycle. This is the exact moment you transform from a participant into an architect by embedding AI into every distinct stage of your operations to scale effortlessly. So your operations engine is built on 4 core pillars. First up, sales and marketing. You don't need a massive outbound team anymore. Jasper maintains your brand's specific voice, while Clay handles highly personalized outreach at massive scale. Next, operations. Think of Active Pieces as your central nervous system. It connects hundreds of apps to automate things like lead routing. Meanwhile, Scribe silently watches your workflows and automatically writes out your standard operating procedures. Moving on to customer experience. RingCentral acts as a 24/7 natural language receptionist, and Gong serves as your revenue intelligence agent, analyzing sales calls to pinpoint exactly what messaging is working. Finally, finance. Pilot takes care of that tedious bookkeeping, and IBM Planning Analytics forecasts your resource needs. So instead of hiring 4 massive departments, these tools become your automated, always-on, top-tier team. Let's move to and see how this builds into a real-world scenario. Let's look at an automated follow-up workflow. Say a potential client engages with your content online. Their lead data is seamlessly enriched right from LinkedIn using Clay, pulling in all their background and company details. Boom, that enriched profile gets automatically pushed into Salesforce as a fully qualified CRM lead. From there, Gong's AI Composer steps right in, instantly drafting and sending a perfectly personalized follow-up email based entirely on that specific profile. That whole qualification and outreach cycle, it happens flawlessly, without a single manual click, literally while you're fast asleep. And the scale of this AI adoption is just staggering. To put it in perspective, a recent Wharton School report found that 82% of enterprise leaders are using generative AI on a weekly basis. The major players are already completely on board, optimizing their operations. But listen, as a lean, agile startup, your goal shouldn't just be hitting 82%. Your goal should be 100% integration across your core workflows. This level of absolute commitment to automation is exactly how a solo founder or a really tiny team can punch way above their weight class and take on established, huge corporations. All right, bringing it home with Section 5, critical tips for success. Because look, having all these shiny tools is one thing, but deploying them with a smart, sustainable strategy, that's the real secret sauce. Let's rapid fire through some golden rules for long-term viability. Rule 1, focus purely on outcomes. We're talking about solving bottlenecks and reducing your cost to serve. Please don't adopt a tool just because it's flashy or trending on social media. Use it because it actually solves a real problem. Rule 2, start with measured 60 to 90-day pilot trials. Why? Well, if an AI agent isn't measurably improving your efficiency or lead quality, it's just a distraction. Pivot immediately. Rule 3, prioritize enterprise-grade security from day 1, things like SOC 2 or HIPAA compliance to keep your data safe. Rule 4, ensure these new tools integrate natively into the tech stack you already use, like Slack or Microsoft 365. If it breaks your team's natural workflow, it's going to fail. And lastly, govern your systems. You have to monitor constantly for model drift so your automated responses don't slowly turn outdated, inaccurate, or biased. So the crucial point is this. We have to remember one vital truth here. AI provides the first draft. Humans provide the truth and the emotional resonance. You absolutely must maintain that human in the loop. Look, AI is an amazing tool meant to augment your skills, eliminate the busy work, and totally multiply your reach. But it does not, and honestly cannot, replace your critical thinking, your strategic vision, or the deep, empathetic human connections that actually drive genuine business growth and customer loyalty. I want to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. Are you ready to stop working in your business and start architecting it? The gap between having a single, untested idea and running a fully operational, automated ecosystem has literally never been shorter, cheaper, or more accessible than it is right this very second. Your first step is just sitting there waiting for you. Go validate that idea today and start building what the data proves the market actually needs. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I seriously can't wait to see what you build.
Did you learn something new and exciting about starting and running a business using AI? What do you know about it? Share it here. I want to know about it too.
This video was researched with Perplexity, processed with Notebook LM, refined with Google Workspace, Gemini, and Copilot, and finalized with DaVinci Resolve and Canva.